Hey everyone, my name is Matt. Welcome to my shop. Today is June 7th. This is my weekly shop update. So a few things go on this week that I'll give you an update on. I'm almost done with the porch swing. I slabbed up that big maple crotch and I have been starting to pull the lumber for the highboy project. So let's get into it. So over here on the porch swing, I got the frame or the lower part that supports the whole thing. That's all glued up and ready to go. And right now I'm working on fitting the panels. The panels fit into all of the frame pieces in a groove. So just a standard boring frame and panel construction. I know it's really boring, but standard is a good word for it. So you got a groove for all the panels. And at this point, I'm just making sure all the panels fit well, making sure there's enough room in there for expansion, and to make sure it just generally goes together well. I'm going to be continuing with the glue up process by gluing up the back section and then the side section separately, just to kind of keep things a little more manageable and all that good stuff. This is a pretty big assembly. The other thing I did is on the ends of the long rails, I added some holes for the rope, which is going to suspend the swing from the ceiling. So that's pretty exciting. One thing I know I mentioned last week was I'm glad I didn't glue this up on the other side of the shop, because it'd be very difficult to get this project out of the shop glued up like this if it was over there. Luckily, after cleaning up the shop and getting my welder out of here, this area of the shop actually becomes a really nice spot for assemblies like this. You know, if you're working on a project, a larger project, it's like, where do you put the project while it's in progress? I think I'm going to leave this area of the shop as open as possible so I can continue to utilize this area for storing the projects as they're being worked on. So let's head outside and take a look at some slabs. So right here is that maple crotch all slabbed up and stacked and drying, ready to go. I brought over the first slab from the smaller maple crotch to stack on top of that. Wasn't able to get that up by myself. My neighbor's gonna come over and help me stack the rest of that log, but I did manage to get this entire stack of white oak. Cut this one back, I think this was in March already. I brought all these back here on the wheelbarrow, stacked them all myself. It actually worked out really well. It was a good workout. I did it at like 10 o'clock at night in the dark. It was a lot of fun. But the maple crotch was another amazing piece of wood. There's just so much amazing color and figure and character in those slabs. My friend Jim came by again and helped me slab this guy up. That was a fun day. We did that on Saturday. Just a fun time. The saw was cutting great, the slabs were beautiful. And the one thing about this log was it was a really goofy log in the fact that it was like really tapered. So one end of the log was up like 12 inches off the bed just to get the log laying flat on there. And that kind of made me a little bit nervous because there wasn't a whole lot of contact with the bed, so that log could move or shift as weight was coming off it. So I ended up cutting as deep as I could, or as many slabs as I could, without removing any slabs from the saw. So I made it down almost all the way, cutting almost all the slabs without moving them. So I had basically the full throat depth of the saw being utilized there, which was a pretty cool first time for me, I guess, because I haven't really done any cuts that deep. So that was a really fun day, and man, it's just kind of weird seeing it all come around to this, because this log was the last of the big logs that I picked up from that same pile, and really drove me to this whole idea, like, I should make this sawmill. So it's really, you know, it's kind of an interesting time to look back and just think about like how far this has come in the last year for me, I guess. I was watching my sawmill build videos a couple days ago just to kind of, I don't know, remember a little bit. And it's crazy how far this thing has come. There used to be logs waiting to go on that mill all over my driveway. And when I was just building the track, it was just like some steel tube. And then now it's this thing. So I don't know, kind of a cool experience altogether. It's been fun. And thank you all for coming along for the adventure. It has definitely been an adventure, that's for sure. So let's head back into the shop, take a look at some viewer projects. First this week is a Keepsake Box by Chase. It's made from Paduke with inlaid maple keys and splines. The black keys are African blackwood and the spaces are walnut. And you can see more of Chase's work over on Instagram, Facebook, or on YouTube. Next is the floor lamp by Josh. Josh made this lamp for his wife after he found a lamp in the Amazon shopping cart and he wasn't sure if his wife was hinting or just shopping. So Josh found some cherry offcuts and winged the design. And he used through tendons and bridle joints for the joinery. Next is an end table by Bob. The top is a slice of Chinese elm and the base is from a Colorado blue spruce that was struck by lightning. The piece underneath is a piece of sycamore tree that tore while it was being split for firewood. Last this week is a wedding card box by Ifi. He built this box for a friend and the box contains a picture frame in the front. He says even though it was a small project, it may have been one of the longest projects to complete. Ifi has a video over on his YouTube channel while making this box, so be sure to check that out. So here is the stock which is going to become the cabriole legs for the highboy. This is some 12-quarter cherry that was kind of iffy when it was milled up because log is hollow. But I kept it because I knew this would make perfectly fine leg stock or square stock. So I have perfectly fine areas to the left and the right of the rotted out center, which are still solid and perfect condition that I can pull a piece of square stock from. So these slabs are close to 6 feet long. The leg stock I need is going to be 3 feet long, so I'm only going to be able to pull one leg stock or one cabriole leg stock from each half of this. So that's going to leave me with some remainder that I can use for a different project. But, you know, we look at this, you know, that's junk and garbage, but all of this through the outside here is just fine. And, you know, based on where the placement is, compared to the center where the pith was, which the center of the tree is up here, this area through here is going to provide me with some really nice rifts on stock. So I'll have nice straight grain on all 4 sides of the stock, which doesn't really matter as much in this case since it's going to be carved and shaped. But yeah, kind of a fun thing. So I have the rest of the stock for this project, a whole flitch of 4-quarter cherry, which is up in the top shelf in my shed, which I still have to go dig out and bring that in here to get it rough milled and acclimating. But I want to get all the stock ready to go for this so I can jump into this project as soon as I finish up with the swing and get the design for the highboy also finalized. Really excited about this because I want to do this for a long time and it should be a fun time. So if you're interested in taking a look at the class information for this project, the highboy project, I'll leave a link to that down in the description. But I think that's about all I have for this week. Thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments about anything I talked about today, anything here in my shop, please feel free to leave me a comment. As always, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.